To Tuesday Tips live from Digital DJ Tips on Facebook and the Global DJ Network, and welcome to Tuesday Tips live for our viewers on our YouTube channel. It's Phil here, and that means it's time for our weekly update. It's so good to be here for 2020. We've got so much in store for you as well this year, and we're going to kick it off though with something a little bit different, because with NAMM coming up, which is, for those of you that don't know, one of the biggest music industry shows in the world. It's in Los Angeles. It starts in about a week. Of course, Digital DJ Tips will be there. I'll be there with Mark, covering all the new stuff. With CES currently on or about to start, I'm never too sure when that one starts. It's the kind of season for new DJ gear, right? And that means it's the time to take a little think about whether you actually need to buy that new gear, because new gear is great, but just going into it mindlessly is a bit pointless, and it kind of lets down the whole art of DJing, right? So today I want to talk about 5 reasons why you might want to think twice and not buy some new gear this year. At least if you do buy it, give it some proper thought. So for those of you watching this for the first time, this is Digital DJ Tips. We are the world's biggest online DJ school. This is our book, Rock the Dance Floor, the best-selling Amazon book on how to be a DJ. And we are here to help you become better DJs and better DJ producers. We do that through our DJ courses. We do that through our website, digitaldjtips.com. We do it through Facebook and YouTube, our free tutorials on those channels. But also, we do it through things like this. This is where I just go live, or Joey or Steve or someone from the team, every week at around this time, in order to share something with you that's on our minds and we think will help you to become a better DJ or a better DJ producer. So there's the introduction over for you new people for 2020. We're going to get stuck into the 5 reasons why you might want to think twice about buying new DJ gear this year. First, though, I'm going to run over to the comment cam and just see if there's any early people to say hello to. If you're watching this on the replay and thinking, get to the point, dude, this is a live show. You're just watching a recording of a live show, replay people. And you could have been on these comments I'm about to read out. So that's why it goes on. It's going to be about 15, 20 minutes long today. And that's why we do all this extra stuff as well. Right, let's go to that comment cam, because I'm really excited to see who's around at the beginning of the year. So who do we have over here? Hello to DJ IMN. Hi to Rajul on Facebook. Hi to DJ Dash, who says, Phil, you're looking like an alpha male, lumberjack, bear wrestler. I think I'll take that, DJ Dash. Thank you for that. Hi to Wells and Patrick over on Facebook. Oh, sorry, on YouTube. Hi to Danny, who says, I'm new to all of this. Well, welcome, Danny. It's good to have you here. Hello to Gorog and to Derek and to Rob, says Happy New Year all. Yep, Happy New Year, everyone. Hi to Jamie. Hi to Tim, who says winter beard in full effect, Phil. Nice. Thank you for that. Neil says hello. John says hi, Phil. So glad you've mentioned this. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. And hi to Raymond and Dave. Right, let's get going. Let's hit the usual view, if you like, where I've got bits of gear to talk about and stuff, and we'll get started before moving back to more of your comments. Right then. So this is all about 5 reasons why maybe you don't want to buy new gear this year. And so here's the 5 I've come up with for you. So number 1, the crowd really don't care what you're DJing on. I mean, this kind of gear here, this is a very cheap controller from Pioneer DJ. It's a cheap controller from Newmark here. This is just it's a great little loudspeaker, but very basic stuff. It's got a plug on it, so you can plug your DJ gear in, but that's about it. Some cheapish headphones. Look, this kind of gear, plus a bit of knowledge about what you're doing, I've got to give a plug for the book, right? This is all right. This is enough to get yourself not only going, but having 95% of the fun it's possible to get out of DJing. Any upgrades from this are for you, but don't kid yourself that the crowd cares, because nowadays more than ever you can DJ on anything. You can DJ on the phone in your pocket. I don't know if any of you have seen the Tones and I video. You know, obviously you all know Dance Monkey, right? There's a video on YouTube of her performing that song last New Year's Eve, not this year New Year's Eve, the one before it was a hit. She's got her little Bontempi organ. She's saying, oh, the batteries are going to run out on this soon, so I'm just going to do one more song. Keeps apologizing for it, and then she just sets this little rhythm going and sings that, and the place goes mental. And guess what? A few months later, that's #1 all over the world, right? She did that on the cheapest gear possible. Now, she's not a DJ, but I'm sure you see where I'm coming at here. No one gives a damn. And she stood there. It's like a boiler room. Like, she stood there with this little cheap thing. Everyone's going crazy. No one cares. If you've got the talent, if you've got the tunes, if you've got the passion, no one cares what gear you're using. More than ever now. You can DJ on your phone. You can DJ on this kind of stuff. Or, of course, you can DJ on the big, amazing gear. But it doesn't matter. So don't let yourself think that you have to have the best gear or the crowd won't take you seriously. That's gone. We're post all that. You know, that's happened. That's history now. So if you're thinking, oh, I need this to be taken seriously, well, I hope we just kind of wipe that excuse out, because it just isn't true. So that's our first point as to why you maybe shouldn't be upgrading your gear in 2020. The second point is, excuse me, is basically there are 4 things you need to DJ. And again, I can demonstrate them on here. You need 2 decks. 2 different music sources. Let's reel it back even further. 2 different music sources. It could be decks, it could be whatever. Record decks or whatever. But you need 2 different music sources, right? Otherwise, you can't cut out the gaps between them because you're only playing one source. The track ends, there's a gap, and you need to get another track on. So you need 2 music sources. You need a way of switching between those sources. That's the mixer bit, right? You need that. Otherwise, the 2 music sources are going to need their own speakers, right? So you need a way of switching between the sources. The number 1, you need two independent music sources. Number 2, you need a way of switching between them. Number 3, you need a way of your audience hearing what you're doing. And number 4, you need another way of you hearing something different to what the audience are hearing. Otherwise, you can't queue up the next track. So we've got 2 independent sources, a way of switching between them, a way of the audience hearing what you're doing, and a way of you hearing the other deck, if you like, the thing that the audience isn't hearing. Guys and girls, that is it. That hasn't changed in decades. That's what you need to DJ, those 4 things. Now, once we're aware of that, everything above that becomes optional. DJing has not fundamentally changed in a long, long time, because what you're expected to do hasn't fundamentally changed in a long, long time. So do not fall into the trap of thinking you need anything more than that, because you don't. And it's not something that you will hear other people telling you because they want you to buy their gear. And you don't need all those things. Now, it's not to say that you shouldn't upgrade your gear. We're going to talk about that a little bit more at the end. But DJing hasn't changed. No one's done anything that's changed what I just described to you ever since I started, and probably won't and after I'm long gone. Once you've got those 4 things covered, 2 music sources, a way of switching between them, something to listen to away from the audience and a way of the audience hearing it, you're done. You've got everything you need to do pretty much everything in DJing. If those music sources, you can change the speed of them, well, that's pretty cool as well. But that's about it. So we're covering, if you have just joined us, 5 reasons why you might not want to upgrade your gear in 2020. We've covered like the crowd don't care, and also actually what you need to DJ hasn't changed in decades, and it probably won't in decades to come. I've got 3 more to cover with you, but first I just want to go back to the comments, because I know a lot of you are really passionate about this as well, and we haven't really covered this from this angle before. So let's go back to the comments, and then we'll come and do the next 3. So what's going on here? Let's have a look. Loads and loads and loads of you are into this. This is cool. This is awesome. Yeah, really, I mean, I'm telling you, there's a lot of comments here. I still use my iPad and my WeGo 3. It's so easy to turn up at gigs and festivals, says Dave. So there we go. Carl says, I've been a DJ for 32 years and I still don't use a controller. I started with records, graduated to tapes and CDs. Now I use MP3s on a laptop. So there we go. Pete just says, facts. He says, another Peter says, I've been using my DDJ SX and Newmark DJ to go to forever. No need to upgrade. It's how you use it. Nigel says, yes, Phil, I was going to upgrade my Denon MCX 8000 for the Prime, but I've decided to keep it. And it's working great. You can keep spending. Why change something that works? Go with the flow. Jeremy says, Phil, I understand what you're saying, but would you pay top dollar for a DJ using a $200 system? If you're paying top dollar, you'll be providing that DJ with the system anyway. He or she will just turn up with a USB drive and a pair of headphones. Wells says, I went from the NS6 to the NS6 II, and I find no reason to change again. I'm part of Team I95, and we have all sorts of gear. And the NS6 II does everything I need it to. So there we go. Lots of props for the Newmark DJ to go to, by the way, here. If it ain't broke, why replace it, says DJ2 Fine. Tim says the same thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right then. So yeah, this is awesome. It's good to hear. Good to hear a lot of love for existing DJ gear from all of you. We are covering the 5 reasons why you might not want to upgrade your gear in 2020. Let's go back and do a couple more of them, people. Right. So number 3, people use new DJ gear as an excuse not to do any DJing. So this is the, oh, if only I had insert item that they've just heard about here, then I'll be able to do what is going on up here, and then I'll be able to get gigs, and then I'll be a success, and then it's all going to happen for me. I've just got to wait for that piece of gear. Guys and girls, I hope you can hear in my voice how obvious it is that that is one big mother excuse sat right there. You can DJ on anything, and the gear you have is not the reason you're not getting the gigs. It's not the reason you're not getting the success. Just because someone's announced something that you think sounds cool in the future, it is quite often worth asking yourself whether it's just an excuse that you've got in your head. All right, I'm not going to go hustle for gigs now because I'll wait until that thing is released in the summer. I'll get that. I'll be the only DJ with that bit of gear. I'll be able to learn a new way of working. Then I'll start hustling for gigs. It's rubbish, people. And it's one of the saddest things that we often hear, because we use Technics turntables for 20 years. Everyone had the same. And it didn't stop people, the people who were going to do it, doing it, and the people who didn't, dreaming, right? Now the gear is quite often a convenient excuse for not pushing yourself out there. You convince yourself that the piece of gear that's just around the corner, that is quite conveniently out of reach right now, because if it was in reach right now, it'd be quite uncomfortable for you, because then you'd have to hustle for the gigs. You'd have to do the thing that you're scared of. You convince yourself that that's going to help you, and it's not. So it's, you know, new gear is used as an excuse by DJs not to actually do DJing. If you think about it, professional DJ, this is an amateur problem, right? Amateur DJs obsess about DJ gear. Professionals, not so much. Why? Because the professionals are too busy DJing. The professionals are too busy out there doing it. And once they've got to where they want to get to, or once they've got their style, or once they've got what it is they want to do, they don't actually want to change their gear. That would be an unnecessary drama. And you hear and see a lot of professional DJs using the same gear for their whole careers for this very reason. So if it's good enough for them sticking with the same thing, it's definitely good enough for you. Don't think that you need the latest gear in order to have any kind of success, because quite often it's just an excuse that's stopping you, holding you back. And as I said, in the old days, there wasn't that excuse because everyone had the same gear anyway, because there was no such thing as a DJ gear industry. Even the turntables we used were actually hi-fi turntables, which is what the Technics 1200s were and are, or at least were until Technics kind of realized that DJs were using them, right? It wasn't even a DJ turntable to start with. All right then, so number 1, the crowd don't care. Number 2, the basics of DJing have never changed. And number 3, you might just be using the promise of this new piece of gear as an excuse not to get on with the real job at hand, which is DJing, right? Let's carry on to number 4. Now, number 4 is an absolute truth that anyone who's been to art college or is involved in any kind of art or music will know, especially producers actually. And that is that if you limit yourself, if you limit the tools that are available to you, that's where creativity actually kicks in. So what do I mean by this? Well, if you've only got insert small piece of gear here, insert limited DJ system here, insert thing that doesn't do everything you want it to do here. If you've only got what you've got, right, and you can't change it, and someone says to you, look, you can never change it, deal with it, you're going to certainly find ways of being creative within what you've got. And creativity actually flourishes when you limit it. Creativity flourishes when you say, no, you can't do that. You're going to have to find another way of doing it. So you twist what's in your head and try and use what's in front of you to deliver what's in your head. And you get halfway there, but in the effort of trying to get there, you come up with something new. And you think, wow, that's good. Now, what's happening is you're genuinely being creative. You're channeling something that wasn't there before. You're creating something new. And what caused that? The hardship of trying to deal with the things that you've got in front of you and not being able to just buy in every solution. The first thing that occurs to you, probably money will get. But guess what? If the money is taken away, if the opportunity is taken away, you might just have to be a bit more creative. And that is how creativity flourishes by being limited. So number 4 is, if you've got limits, and gear is a great limit, you know, your gear cannot do something, that's a good limit. If you've got limits, it actually sparks creativity. Of course, the flip side is if there's no limits, then you might just find that you're being very uncreative by just buying in solutions to everything, right? So that's number 4. And number 5, I'm going to cover all 5 now in one go, and then we'll go back to your comments. Number 5, you can usually hack anything that is not quite right about your gear to make it happen if you try hard enough. So we've always hacked stuff together as DJs. It's part of the fun, plugging things together and working it all out. It's part of the fun. Don't think that you need to spend money to do that stuff. So let's just give a couple of examples. Let's say you want to play streaming music, right? Your crowd are often asking for songs that you don't have, and you think, if only I had a streaming service. If I had the great new gear that's got streaming built in, or that I had my software, the software I don't use, the one that's got this streaming service I want in it. If only I had that, I could play streaming music. Well, I can't have that. That's really annoying. You'll find a lot of DJs out there nowadays are getting their phone, plugging a cable into it, sticking it into a spare channel on whatever they're using, and getting the consumer version of Spotify. And if there's a request that they really want to play, they just dial it up on Spotify. Be quite careful with the timing, whack that fader off, press play the track, and then mix out of it, put their phone away again, right? It's not a perfect solution. It's probably not even legal in half of the world, but it works. And that's an example of a hack. And believe me, a lot of DJs are doing that, a lot of DJs. So there's one example. Another example, there's no sampler on your gear. You want a sampler. You want to be able to play with samples. There's no sampler on your gear. So why not just make what scratch DJs used to call a sample set? And a sample set is where you take all the samples, like let's say in sets of 8 that you want to use, and you put them all on one track, one MP3. You load that MP3 and you use your cue points on your gear, use your cue points to have one for each of those samples. Get it all queued up. So what happens now? You've got 8 samples. Load one track and you can play 8 samples. Load another track, you've got another 8. It's not actually that hard to hack most things. And there's just 2 examples of it. There's hacks to get extra speakers, booth monitors, microphones, all kinds of stuff, extra decks if you've only got 2. The point is, hacking is probably the best way to try at least before you have to buy new gear. And it's actually quite a lot of fun. You know, we're all geeks. So hacking stuff together, finding a new way of doing stuff, you feel quite good when you've managed that. And guess what? You haven't spent any money. All right then, so there's my 5 reasons why you might not want to upgrade your gear in 2020 ahead of NAMM and CES and all that, when of course we're going to be there covering all the new gear. The crowd don't care. The basics of DJing have never changed anyway. It's quite often an excuse. Oh, if only I had that gear, then I'd be able to do this thing that's scaring you, when actually it's not the gear at all that's holding you back, it's you. It's good to limit yourself, because limiting yourself is where creativity often flourishes. And actually, even if you do need stuff and you do want new stuff, you can normally hack it together anyway. So why spend the money? That's actually fun. Right, before we go back to the comments, well, let's go back to the comments now. So the point about this is not that you should never buy new gear. It's just think about it. Don't have impulse purchases. You know, buying stuff you don't need for reasons that aren't very good is not smart. It's not smart for anyone. You, your bank balance, or in fact the planet. We don't want to clog the planet up with stuff that no one needs, right? Right, let's go to some more of your comments before we finally get out of here. So there's absolutely loads. Thank you so much, people. It's so good after a couple of weeks off to see everyone so passionate about this. Hack the planet, says Jason. Get practicing instead, says Jez. Yeah, I love that. All right then, the sample track is a great idea for adding claps and drum rolls and random vocals, says Mark. Thank you for that. I've mapped my keyboard for mixing with Traktor in clubs 10 years ago, says Joseph. Yeah, the first thing I DJ'd on was a keyboard, actually. That's interesting, with Virtual DJ for me back 2004. I have learned with the latest CDJs, and right now I own a DDJ 1000, but sometime I just don't mind playing my CDs on old-fashioned CD players, says Rajul, so thank you for that. Sometimes you have to dig in the gear and you have to bring out the talent, says SW247X. Nothing beats experience for skills than money for equipment. You really need both to be at your best. Well, that's true. Great skills and great equipment is the holy grail, but you know, hopefully I've given you some reasons why The great equipment should be second to the skills here. Almost all DJ gear, says DJ2 Fine, performs the same functions. It just depends on how it works for you. CDJs, any kind. Mixer, any kind. Just know your gear and you'll be fine. Gear does not make you mix better. Very, very true words. Gear is good, but talent is better, says Ryan. Truth. I won't buy anything more than my Machiner, just like saving space, and it has so much yet to explore, says SW247X. I have literally just bought a complete mobile DJ setup, and it's what you've shown. I got a DDJ 200 and a 2.1 mini rig setup. This is a little mini rig speaker. I do like these little speakers. The mini rigs are great. So you agree with me, says Rod. All right then. So I'm going to disappear now just purely because I have to go and do some preparation for a live lesson I'm doing for our wedding DJ students a little bit later with Jason Janai. I want to leave you though just with a link to our gear guide, which might sound weird. You know, gear guide, you've just said don't buy any gear, but here's the point. We have got a guide that explains all the options for DJs and gives you our recommendations. So if you are planning on upgrading your gear this year, at least if you look at the guide, you'll see we want to stop you wasting money. We want to make sure you're buying the right thing for you, and we want to stop you wasting money. The gear guide is completely free. If you're a member of Digital DJ Tips, we'll already have emailed you about how to get that guide. But if you're not, it's very, very simple to get it. Just head over to djtips.co/gear2020 to get a free download of our 68-page PDF gear guide, the 2020 edition. It's hot off the presses, and that'll help you if you do want to buy gear this year to make the right choice and not waste your money on something that you don't need. Right, we're done. Thank you very much, everyone. Head there if you want that gear guide. I'll see you again next week. It's great to be back. We'll be live from the NAMM show in Anaheim when I will be talking gear, but hey, it's all being released and someone's got to do it. So I'll see you from there. So keep an eye on the channels for that. Meanwhile, people, get good, get out there and make the moments. And until next time, bye-bye.